Hi, my name's Shelly. I'm going to take you through a Pilates session today. It's going to be a beginner to intermediate level. We're going to start lying down. I'm going to talk you through the setup and we're going to go through the fundamentals of a Pilates session. So we're focusing on alignment, we're focusing on centering, we're focusing on breathing, and then also through control. So we're going to start off in a lying position. So we're folding the knees, and we're just going to lengthen through the spine. So we're going to bring the feet together, we're going to take the toes out to 10 to 2, come up onto your toes, level the heels out and drop the heels down. So that gives us alignment through the lower body. I want you to look down towards your pelvis. Look at your pubis bone and make sure that the pubis bone is on the same plane of movement as the two hip bones. So if we connect those three areas, we're going to make a nice flat triangle in the pelvis. This should give us a natural curve through your lower back. That's what we want. I want you to lengthen through the spine, through the crown of the head. Gently tuck the chin in so you can feel a stretch around the neck area. Draw those shoulders down from the ears. So if you imagine lying in the sand, as we draw those shoulders down, imagine that you're making a V shape in the sand. That's our alignment. That's where the body should naturally be while we're lying down. I want you to find your connection through your core muscles. So first off, we're going to talk about our pelvic floor, sitting at the base of your pelvis. We're going to draw up through the back as if you're stopping wind. We're going to draw up through the front as if you're stopping flow of water. And I want you to keep that engagement in those pelvic floor areas throughout the session. We're thinking about our internal units. So we've got a wide belt of muscle around our body. I want you to imagine this as a wide belt with 10 holes in, and we're going to draw our belly button in as if we're trying to fasten our belt into our second or our third R1. So that gives us a little tightness around our middle, and that gives us our setup. We're just going to take a couple of seconds to think about our breathing. So you're going to breathe in through the nose, and I want you to let your rib cage expand across the mat. As you breathe out through the mouth, we're going to let the rib cage soften back down. So we're going to take a nice steady breath in. Imagine these air balloons sitting underneath your rib cage. We're going to expand the air balloons and expand through the rib cage. And then as you breathe out, we're letting that air go out and those air balloons come down, the rib cage settles. So a nice steady breath in. And then a nice steady breath out. Now if you're new to Pilates, don't worry too much about the breathing. As long as you're breathing and you're not holding your breath, then that's fine. If you've been doing Pilates for a while, then obviously that is part of your session. So we're going to start off working through the abdominals. We're going to work up with the curl up. We're going to start off with the easier option and we're going to go through to the advanced option. You're going to stay at the level where you can maintain control. So connection, you've got your hands onto your thighs. You're hugging your belly in towards the middle. We're going to take that nice steady breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to let the hands slide up towards your knees and then you've got your mini curl up. And you're going to breathe in as you come back down. So get a nice steady breath out as you lift up. And then a breath in as you lower back down. Now making sure when you're lifting that the belly doesn't start to dome and then come back down. You can start to go a little bit higher, start to bring your hands towards your knees and then we're going to come back down. Now if you start to lose control, you need to go back down to the last level. If we're finding this okay, we're going to go into a more advanced area, into our roll up. So we extend the legs. You're going to keep your toes turned up towards the ceiling. Raise your arms overhead, we're going to take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, let your arms face up to the ceiling, bring your chin into your chest. You start to peel yourself off the floor and then you sit up tall. You're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to tilt the pelvis, you're going to start to roll back down through the spine, all the way down until those arms go back overhead. So you're breathing in to get ready, and you're going to breathe out with your roll up, letting those abdominals pull you up off the floor. Give me a nice long stretch through the spine, tuck the pelvis, let's roll back down. So that's giving us more advanced. So we're breathing in, and then we're going to breathe out, we're slowly peeling. Now if you notice that you've started to use your elbows, you've started to lose your momentum, then you need to come back with your knees bent and you can go back to your curl up and then come back down. We're going to finish this off with just 2 more and then just 1 more. And then we're going to roll all the way back down. One at a time, we're going to bring the knees into the chest. We're going to take your hands around the shin, and we're just going to gently rock side to side. Rest it back into the middle. We're moving into a single leg stretch. So we're going to bring our chest up towards our knees. We're going to keep this left knee up in towards the chest. Beginner level, you're going to take that right leg up towards the ceiling. You're going to place your right hand by your ankle. You're going to place your left hand by your knee. Your more advanced version, you're going to start slow that right leg down towards the floor. So we're thinking about that stability through the pelvis and through the spine. We take a breath in. We're going to breathe out and change sides. And then we breathe in. And then we breathe out. So you want to feel that nice stretch at the hip flexors. We're just going to gently move side to side. If you find that you've got any tension around your neck, just rest your head back down towards the floor and then just focus on that movement, that control from the beginning to the end of the movement. Thinking about your breathing. Think about where you're feeling your exercises from here. We're going to go 6 more, so we're going to go 3 to each side. Pushing away and hooking in. We're going to go 4 more on our single leg stretch. And steady. Let's go 1 more to our right leg. 1 more to our left leg. And then we bring both knees back into the chest. We're going to lower back down. We're going to have a nice little release into our lower back. And then we'll rest. We're going to place our feet back down onto the floor. So we're back into the alignment. Just check where the pelvis is. Make sure that we've got that flat triangle at the front. Lengthening through the spine. Our next exercise is a shoulder bridge. This is going to give us some mobility through the spine. It's going to work the little muscles that are sitting in between each of the joints. So the hands go down for now. The shoulders are back in those. You've got a nice opening up through the chest. We're going to tilt the pelvis, so you're gently pushing that lower back into the floor. And then we'll lift you through the spine, 1 link at a time, until we come up onto our shoulders. We'll take a nice steady breath in as we hold. And then as we breathe out, we're going to roll back down. So we're coming through the spine. Make sure that you lower down into your lower back. We bring the pelvis back into neutral. So we think about the breathing. We take a breath in as we tilt. We're breathing out as we're starting to peel off the mat. You're going to breathe in, you're squeezing into your bum, you're squeezing into your thighs. And then as you breathe out, we roll back down. 1 link at a time, all the way back down towards the pelvis. We're going to add in some arms, we're going to think about shoulder mobility. So we've got that tilting of the pelvis. As we start to peel ourselves off the mat, the arms go overhead. You want to get the back of the hand touching the floor, so open the chest. Take your breath in, and then you're going to breathe out. You're going to roll back down and let those arms float back down at the sides. Reset. So you breathe in and you tilt. You breathe out as you lift and let those arms float up. Take your breath in, and then breathe out. Roll back down for me. So we're going to do that 1 more time at this level. Tilting. Lifting and raising, holding and squeezing, and then we're going to come back down. Now, if that's strong enough, I want you to stay at that level. If you want to go to the next level, you lift up onto your toes, you raise your heels off the mat, tuck your pelvis, start to lift. Now, what we get here is a stronger back bend. You've got a little bit of stability in there as well, and then you roll back down, keeping the heels off the mat. Reset. Just going to do this 3 more times. So you're lifting, breathing out. You've got that nice breath in, think about your rib cage. And then you're breathing back out and you're coming back down. Squeezing down through the legs. We're going to do 2 more like that. So breathe in, and then breathe out. Take your breath in as you hold. And then you've got your breath out as you start to roll back down to the beginning. And then we do that 1 more time. Working through those muscles of the spine. Open out through your chest. And then we're going to roll back down. We're going to leave the hands down at the side. We're going to lower the heels back down. And we're going to start to release the back. Hands around the shin. Take a little rock side to side. And then we're going to bring the feet back down onto the floor. So back into alignment, just checking where we are from the beginning. We're going to take the arms out to the side. So we start off with some hip rolls. We're going to start to work these obliques that are at the side of the body. So the arms are out to the side, those shoulders are relaxed and away from the ears. We take our breath in to get ready. And then as you breathe out, you're going to let the knees go to the right side. We're going to keep that left shoulder down on the mat. We're going to breathe in as we come back to the middle. And then we're going to breathe out as we go to the left side. So the right shoulder stays down. And then back in. I'm going to do one more each side on your beginner level. So you're breathing out as you roll. And then you breathe in as you come back to the middle. Let's go over to the left side. And then we're back to the middle. So guys, if that's strong enough, if you have got any back issues today, you may want to stay with your feet on the floor so the back's got some support. If we're ready for the advanced level, we're going to bring that right leg into tabletop position. You've got your knee sitting above your hip. You're going to embrace these abdominals. Think about a hard object being dropped down into the belly area, and we're going to raise that left leg. Now I want you to think about having a sponge ball in between your knees and your ankles so the legs stay the same distance. We take that breath in. We breathe out, we let the knees go over to the right side. Now that left shoulder stays down. You breathe in as you come back through your middle. And then you breathe out as you go to your left side and that right shoulder stays down. And then come back in. So this is your hip roll. I want you to focus on your obliques. So one side is pulling you over while the other side stretches. And then we do the same on the other side. Pulling over and then back. We're going to finish this off with 4 more, so we've got 2 to each side. Just make sure that the knees haven't started to come in towards the chest. We want to stay in that tabletop positioning. So your right side, back into your middle, and then around to your left side. Remember, if you're starting to get too much in that lower back, you can place your feet back down on the floor. Last one to your right side, back into your middle, and then one more to your left side. Back into your middle. We're going to bring the knees into our chest, hands around the shin, and we just start to roll that lower back into the floor. One more time. And then we're going to change direction. One more time. And then release. We're going to place the feet down onto the floor. We're going to roll it over onto our side facing the front. Now we're coming up onto our elbow. So I want your elbow to sit underneath your shoulder. Now if you've got a mat, you've got a little bit of issues around the elbow, you can fold your mat over so you've got a little bit more cushioning around the elbow area. I want you to look at your body and make sure that you're in a straight line with the edge of your body. So you've got your hips that are stacked. We're going to start off with a single leg kick. So this is based on stretching around the hamstrings and around these hip flexors. So beginner level, we're going to start with our supporting hand just resting in front of the body. Draw the toes up towards the shin and take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're drawing that right leg forwards. And then breathe in as you come back. Exhale, you flex your foot forwards. Inhale, point your toe towards the back. Your aim is to make sure the hips stay stacked. Make sure you've got a little stretch. One more time. And then if you want to make this a little bit more stronger, take the hand side of the head. Exhale, come forwards. And inhale and go back. We'll do that one more time. And then we're going to start to add in a pulse. So as you bring the leg forwards, I want you to pulse for 3, 2, and then 1. Return the leg back. Exhale, got your pulse for 3, 2, 1. You'll notice that the range of movement is starting to increase. So you've got a bigger stretch through the back of the leg. And we're going to do this twice more. So we're still connecting into our breathing. One more time. And then release. Bring that supporting hand back down. We're going to stay in this position. We're going to go into a side plank. So beginner level, you may want to bend both of your knees so there's less resistance around the shoulder. Intermediate level, you can lengthen out that top leg. And then advanced level, you can take both legs out. I'm going to go in the middle positioning. So I'm going to go intermediate level. So again, keeping the hips stacked. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift your hips. You're going to raise the arm up towards the ceiling. You've got that opening of the chest. Now your gaze is going to look forward. I want you to avoid looking down your body because then we take the alignment away from the neck. So we're still thinking about our pelvic floors and our corset belt. We've still got them fastened. And then we're just going to hold this for 10 more seconds. If it starts to get too much, just lower down and then just relax. Keeping that rib cage lifted towards the ceiling. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, come down. You're going to bring the legs out in front, coming into a seated position, and you take your legs out wide, just about shoulder width. You want to make sure that you sit up nice and tall through those sit bones. Okay, we don't want to sink down into the body and put the weight around your lower back. So we lift up nice and tall. We've still got our belt fastened and our pelvic floor is drawn up through the base of the pelvis. Our next one is more mobility. So it's called saw. It's going to give us some rotation and it's going to give us a nice stretch. So take the arms out to the side, relax those shoulders down. We're going to twist over towards the left leg. We're going to fold forward and bring the little finger towards the little toe. We're going to lengthen back up through the spine, twist over towards the right side, fold forward and bring your little finger towards your little toe. And then lift up. So we're going to take a breath in. We're twisting when we breathe. We're going to breathe out as we pulse. 3 little pulses there. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out. We're trying to get the chest a little closer towards the leg. And then lift up. Obviously, guys, if you've got any issues with your hamstrings, it's a little bit uncomfortable to keep this leg lengthened, just soften through the knees and just try and increase that range right there. Good. We're going to go 6 more, so we've got 3 to each side. Each pulse, you're just trying to draw that body weight closer to the opposite leg. And then lifting up. We're going to go 4 more. Breathing in, and then you've got that breath out. Think about your breathing. And then exhale. Let's do that 1 more time each side. So you've got your twist, you've got your fold forwards. We're going to lift up nice and tall, twist, and we're going to finish off through that right leg. And release. Okay, bending your knees. We're going to go into a half roll back. I'm going to start facing the front, and then I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. So we start off again with our alignment. You've got your feet hip distance apart. You're going to lift up through the spine. Beginner level, you're going to hold on to your legs. Okay, obviously if you've been doing this for a while, you can take your arms out long. So I'm going to go beginner level for anybody who's new to Pilates. So we sit up tall. We're just going to let the back fold into a little bit of a C shape. We're going to start to roll back. So beginner level, obviously you can use your hands. Everybody else, I want you to think about your abdominals. We're going to take a breath in as we hold. And then as we breathe out, we're pulling up through those abdominals and we're coming back up into our seated position. So breathe in, let the back take that C shape in. Breathe out, roll back. Take a breath in as you hold. And then breathe out. So beginner level, you're going to stay with your hands on your knees. Obviously, if that feels quite comfortable, you take the hands away and then you focus now through those abdominals. Take a breath in as we're holding, and then we're going to breathe up. I'm going to turn around to the side so you can see what I'm doing from the side view. So we're up tall, tuck the pelvis in so we've got that nice little C shape through the spine. You're going to roll back. Now I want the upper back to stay off the floor so the shoulders don't touch the mat. You take your breath in, and then you breathe out. So we're focusing on the length through those abdominals. So we tilt the pelvis, we lower. Guys, if you've gone all the way down like this, you are no longer working your abdominals. The floor is doing the support. So make sure you only roll back to where you've got control. And then come back up. We're going to finish this off with 3 more. So we're breathing in, and then we breathe out. Breathe in and hold. And then breathe out and lift. Remember, if it's starting to get too much, you've got that option. Bring your hands back towards your thighs. And then we're lifting. We're going to finish that off with 1 more. Lengthening just so you can maintain control. Keep your chin off your chest. Breathe in and then breathe out. So lift all the way back up. So that brings us back to our sideline positioning. So make sure now that you're on the opposite side. Remember, you can fold your mat over if you need to. And then you've got your elbow that's sitting underneath your shoulder. Look at the edge of your mat. Make sure that you're the same distance from your ankles, your knees and your hip. So we start off with our single leg kick. So beginner level, you can keep your supporting hands just on the floor. Make sure that you're not putting too much body weight through the arm. Or advanced level, you've got your hand side of the head. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Give me that little kick towards the front. Breathe in and come back. So you flex your foot as you come forward. You point your foot as you go back to the start position. You breathe out. And then you breathe in. We'll do that one more time there. And then come back. And then we start to add in those pulses. So you've got 3 little pulses, trying to increase that range of movement, taking it in a deeper stretch through the back of those legs. Making sure that the hips haven't started to drop to the back or towards the front. We're going to go 3 more here. So breathing out, and then breathing in. Exhaling. And then inhale. Let's do that one more time with our leg kick. And then release. Bring your supporting hand down. So we've got our plank. Advanced position, you've got both legs lengthened. Intermediate level, you fold your bottom leg, and then you've got your beginner level if we've got any issues through the shoulder. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift up through the hips, raise that top arm up and open out through the chest and the shoulder. Now think about your centering. I want you to focus on your breathing. And we're going to hold this for about 15 seconds. So the body starts to shake. That's just the muscles that are getting overloaded, and that means we're working. So we're keeping those hips lifted. Focus on that breathing. So we've got the rib cage expanding and then relaxing. We're halfway. We've got 8 seconds. Feel the breath. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to come around onto our hands and knees. We're going to start to focus on those backs. So we're in a 4-point kneeling position. You want your hands sitting underneath your shoulders. You want your knees sitting underneath the hips. You're spreading out the fingers so we've got the weight even on all 5 pads. So this is 4-point swim. And I want you to imagine you've got a marble sitting in between your shoulder blades and at the centre of your pelvis. So when we start to transfer the weight, we're going to balance those marbles. We're not starting to tilt the body. So I'm going to start off with my right arm and my left leg. I'm going to do 4 on that side, 4 on the other side, and then I'm going to alternate. So we're taking a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to extend the leg and the arm. You want a nice stretch. Breathe in, bring the elbow and the knee together in the centre. And then breathe out. Nice and steady. And then breathe in. We're going to do that twice more on this side. Elbow to knee. Let's do that one more time there. And then reset. Stabilize. And we do the same on the other side. So let's take a breath in to get ready. Breathe out and extend. Breathe in, elbow to knee. Breathe out and lengthen. Make sure you've got that nice stretch all the way through the body. And then back in. Let's go twice more on this one side. And then bring in. Last time on this side. And then reset. We're going to do the same again, but we're going to transfer sides. So, take a breath in. You exhale with the right arm and the left leg. Breathe in, you're going to reset. Slowly transfer the weight. Left arm, right leg. And then come back. So this is just swimming. You should be feeling a stretch from your fingertips towards your toes. And then back in. Breathe out. And then back in. So think about your centering. Think about that corset belt being tied around your middle. Think about those pelvic floors being drawn through the base of your pelvis. We're going to finish this off with 6 more. We've got 3 to each side. Now if you're starting to get a little bit too much on your wrist, sit the weight back over your heels and take it into a rest. And then back. We've got 4 more. Extending. And then coming back in. Left side. And then we're going to do 1 more on each side. So we're extending through the arm and the leg. back down, change sides. Release. Sit the weight back into rest position. Lift and lower your hands off the mat so you've got a little release around the wrist. And then relax. So now we're going to come face down. So lower your body weight down, bring your forehead down, bring your arms at the side of the body. Shoulders are down. So we're going to start off with a single leg extension. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to raise that right leg. Breathe in and lower. Left leg. Now make sure the hip bone stays in contact with the floor. I want your gaze to stay down, but I'm going to turn my head so you can see what I'm doing. And then come back down. Left side. So beginner level, you're going to stay with alternating your legs. Advanced level, we're going to go double leg. So we breathe out, and then we breathe in. Keeping that upper body relaxed. We're going to go twice more with our hip extension. Last time. And then we're going to relax the legs and think about the back. So we're just going to lift up through the chest, roll the rib cage off the floor, roll back down. You're going to breathe out as you lift, and then breathe in as you lower. We're going to do that one more time. And then we're going to start to bring in the arms. So as you lift the chest, you're going to pull those arms up. Feel that opening of the chest, roll back down. Breathe out, lift. Make sure you've got those back muscles activating. Roll back down. We're going to do that twice more. And then one more time. We're going to add those two together. So we're going to bring it into our dart. Take your breath in. Breathe out, lift up through the body. And then breathe in as you lower. Breathe out. And then in. Remember, you can alternate these legs if it's a little bit too much with the double leg. You're peeling the body off the floor. You need to take your time on your back extensors. You've got your central nervous system all the way down through the spine, and we don't want to trap a nerve. Slowly. We're going to finish this off with 4 more. Exhaling on the lifts. Inhaling on the way down. Make sure that when you do lift your head off the floor that we're not looking forwards, we're keeping our gaze down towards your mat. We're going to finish off with 2 more. And then this last one. And then relax. Hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up onto your hands and your knees. Let's release into a cat stretch. Just stretching out those back muscles. I'm going to take you into our last exercise, which is going to be a plank and a Pilates session. So we're going to come down onto our elbows. Now beginner level, you can stay on your knees. You're going to tuck your tailbone under, lengthen through the spine, relax through those shoulders. Obviously a little bit stronger, onto your toes. Push those heels away, and you're going to hold your plank. So either on your knees or on your toes. Elbows sit underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to lift. So we don't want to lift the bum up in the air, and we don't want to drop the hips down towards the floor. We want to stay nice and lengthened through the middle. So this is where you're connecting into your breathing. Steady breath in, and then back out. So remember, the rib cage expands with that in-breath, and then it relaxes with that out-breath. Anytime it starts to get too much, I just want you to rest this down. We're about halfway. We're trying to hold this for about 30 seconds. Again, you can take it longer if you are more advanced. Think about that breathing. 10 seconds. Holding it strong. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Sit back into your rest position. Let the spine sit in its natural curve. And then release. I'm going to bring you back into a seated position. bring it to the end of our session for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give me a like, give me some feedback, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.